July 64 AD. A fire breaks out in the heart of Rome. For 6 relentless days and 7 terrifying nights, the greatest city on earth becomes a living furnace. Imagine the scene. Thousands screaming for their lives, trapped as their magnificent capital collapses into ash. And amidst this inferno, high above the chaos, their emperor Nero is reportedly standing on his palace balcony, dressed in stage clothes, captivating himself by singing a poem about the fiery fall of Troy, accompanied by his lyre. It's the ultimate image of a mad tyrant, Nero, playing the fiddle while Rome burned. But did he really, or was he the victim of the ancient world's most devastating smear campaign? The Great Fire of Rome wasn't just a fire, it was a perfect storm of destruction. It began near the Circus Maximus, a vast chariot racing stadium. From there, it tore through the city like a living beast. Ancient Rome wasn't built for fire safety. Picture this: narrow, winding streets, choked with tightly packed multi-story apartment blocks, the insulae constructed mostly from wood. Once the flames took hold, they became towering infernos, creating their own fire wind that sucked oxygen and spread the blaze even faster. For nearly a week, 2/3 of the city was utterly consumed. Entire districts vanished, historical landmarks crumbled, and countless lives were lost. Here's where the traditional story gets complicated. Historical accounts, even those critical of Nero, state that he wasn't even in Rome when the fire started. He was at his villa in Antium. Upon hearing the news, he rushed back. He organized fire breaks, opened his private gardens and palaces to house the homeless, and even imported grain to feed the starving, paying for it all out of his own imperial treasury. Far from fiddling, he seemed to be genuinely trying to save his city. So, if Nero was helping, why did the fiddling story emerge? The answer lies in what happened after the fire. With vast swathes of Rome reduced to ash, Nero saw an opportunity. He seized a massive portion of the ruined city, an area the size of 50 football fields, and began construction on his extravagant new imperial residence, the Domus Aurea, or Golden House. This palace was unlike anything Rome had ever seen. It featured gold-leafed ceilings, gem-encrusted walls, a rotating dining room, and a colossal 100-foot-tall bronze statue of Nero himself at its entrance. The sheer opulence, built on the ashes of Roman homes, fueled public outrage. People didn't just rebuild, they pointed fingers. It seemed too convenient. Nero had cleared his own slum for his dream project. The whispers began, did Nero start the fire? Facing mounting pressure and accusations, Nero needed a scapegoat, and he found one in a small, growing, and often misunderstood cult that worshipped a single god, the Christians. They were easy targets, viewed with suspicion and seen as haters of humanity. Nero unleashed a brutal wave of persecution. He blamed them for the fire, rounding up and executing thousands in horrific ways, supposedly using some of them as human torches to light his garden parties. This act cemented his image as a ruthless tyrant in the eyes of history, particularly in the Christian tradition. While the fiddling myth is largely debunked, Nero's vanity and his ruthless scapegoating of the Christians painted him as one of history's most infamous villains. The fire itself didn't destroy Nero's reputation. It was his lack of empathy for his people that did. His reign eventually crumbled under the weight of his own ego. Abandoned by his guards and declared a public enemy by the Senate, the self-proclaimed artist fled Rome. Cornered in a servant's basement and facing execution, he took his own life. His last words were not an apology to his city, but a lament for his own talent. Qualis artifex pareo. What an artist dies in me. The Great Fire remains a symbol of how power and paranoia can shape a legacy forever. Nero didn't play the fiddle, but in the ashes of Rome, he performed his own tragic opera, cementing his place as the emperor who watched his city burn. So if you see our YouTube channel, please let us know what you think about this down in comment and subscribe for more historical stories like this.